I've really enjoyed the 3 years in Fiji. I mean, it's been the most intense relationship we have with Fiji, because of so many historical links, but so many continuing people-to-people links with the volunteers we have coming out here, with so many Fijians serving in the British Armed Forces. It's a very special relationship. The High Commission is very supportive of Think Pacific and other volunteering organisations. I've seen it as a real priority to try and encourage organisations like Think Pacific to expand their reach, to expand to bring students from other universities and other bits of the UK, and that they've done very successfully. We offer briefings on arrival to help with the other briefings that people are getting, so that they know if they have any consular issues, that we can provide support. And we keep in touch with all the groups, so we know where people are, just in case there's something like a cyclone or another weather event when people are here. And if people do lose their passports and that kind of thing, then we can sort those things out for them. But thankfully, the problems are remarkably few. And I think the whole volunteering effort led by Think Pacific, to me, it exemplifies the very best of Britain. It's sustaining the people-to-people links between Britain and Fiji for the next generation. It's very, very special in that way, because it gives young people a direct experience of this beautiful country, and it's something they take with them and establish friendships, usually for life, I think. My experiences of Think Pacific's programs have been particularly positive. I've seen them at the initial briefings. I've seen some of the volunteers in inland Vita Levu, the main island of Fiji, and also on remote islands. And I've been very impressed by the professionalism of the whole setup. The structure that's there around the volunteering effort is set up so that everybody gets the best experience and everyone can put a lot in and get a lot out. So the initial briefings, the preparation that prepares the communities to receive and host the volunteers is very well done. And I felt that the teaching that I saw and the sports coaching that I saw was really very well done indeed, was done to a very high standard, and was clearly having a really significant impact on the lives of communities and young people here in Fiji. Again, another reason why I'm very happy to endorse it. It's done to an amazingly high standard in remote and difficult areas. These are not the coastal tourist resorts of Fiji, of which there are many beautiful resorts. This is working in remote parts of a developing country, and I think it's remarkable that it's done as well as it is, and in a sustainable way, I think, in so many different communities here in Fiji. This complements and adds a lot to the life of the schools and the life of the communities. So the way that the volunteers bring a different style of teaching, much more child-centered, much more interactive than traditional teaching, is a real plus. The way that they're using art, music, dance, sport, and non-traditional sports, not just rugby, is something that I think, again, adds something new, adds a real spark to the experience. Whether they're there for a few weeks or a few months, it's something that helps ensure that the impact is long-lasting. And the fact that they're just well designed. The programs seem to me to be really well conceived and done in partnership with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Social Welfare and Sports and so on. So this isn't doing anything that cuts across what the authorities or the schools themselves are doing. It adds to it, and I think that's great. I think anyone that's thinking of doing a volunteer program needs to do their research. Best thing, talk to somebody else, find somebody who's done it before. Just get a flavour for what it's like. you know, the positives and the tough bits as well, because there'll be bits of the journey, bits of the life in a village, which take a bit of getting used to. But most people get through it, sail through it, and really enjoy it. But know what you're getting into. And I think be prepared, if you're that kind of person, be prepared to have a go, apply, try and get a place, because you will get a huge amount out of it, more than you put in, probably, in ways that are difficult to imagine until you've done it. But I think be prepared to have a go. It's you see a little bit as you come in and out of Fiji of the tourist side of Fiji, the beautiful resort. I think there's a couple of days usually at the end of each experience where you see a bit of that, and you can stay on, of course, and see more of this beautiful country. But you're getting to go into real communities in real rural settings, and it's an amazing privilege. It's a side of Fiji, the real genuine heart of Fiji, that most tourists never get to see, and you're there and you're contributing to it. So it is really worth having a go. I think there are a lot of benefits out of this, both for the students and for the universities that are sending people. I think it adds a really interesting angle to someone's development to do this. I think in some cases, I've seen it, I've heard it, people tell how it affected them years later. It can be genuinely transformative. It can really be such a positive thing for someone's development. They're confronted with experiences and having to operate in an environment they've never dealt with before, and doing that in an amazing group and in amazing communities. And having a lot of fun doing it. But it really can be a lasting transformation for young people. Or it just can be something which gives them a bit of an experience of that. It's not something they're going to repeat again and so on, but nonetheless it's something that they treasure. They try to take some great memories away from it. I think it's something that enhances somebody's CV. You know, I hire people in it for a variety of projects and this, that, and the other. I'm going to look at somebody who's done something different, who's done this kind of experience in a different environment from an office environment back home, let's say. And somebody who's got an experience like this, I go, okay, yeah, I would like to hear from that person. I think they've got something different to say, and that could land them the job or the project or wherever it might be. So I think it really adds a huge amount for the students. For the universities, I think it is valuable for as many of our young people as possible to get a different experience, and it can be a simpler exchange program to a European country, or it can be something like this, which is a bit more adventurous. But I think it's encouraging our young students to do something different, to tackle something that's out of the ordinary, should be part of the university package. And that's why I've personally written to half a dozen universities in support of TP to say I think this program is worth endorsing, it's worth sending young people on.